On today's episode of Murfreesboro Storytellers, we travel to the Wat Lao Buddhist Temple located on Old Nashville Highway to visit with Chantho Sourinho. Chantho has been a driving force behind the establishment of the Laotian community in Murfreesboro. He is also a dedicated volunteer serving on various boards and commissions, including County Commissioner for the 21st District and the city's Homeless Task Force. Chantho, we're delighted to have you as a guest on Murfreesboro Storytellers. You've been a leader in the development of the Laotian community in Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. How long have you been living here?
I have been living here since 1972 when I came to Rutherford County or Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
What brought you to this particular location in the United States?
Well, I got this scholarship, from American Airlines through my friend, the one who worked for American Airlines. She lives in Nashville right now.
Okay.
And she was the sponsor of me to come to this, to MTSU. And then, in 1975, when the Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos have new government. So I was here by myself at that time. Only one person from that country to study at MTSU.
How large would you say the Laotian community is now here?
Well, we predict the Laotian community in Rutherford County probably about 5,000 or over. We don't know exactly the number,
Well, our program today is originating from 5214 Old Nashville Highway.
That's right.
Which happens to be the location of the Wat Lao Buddhist Temple.
Yes.
Where we're talking at this particular time, where we're located right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting complex here. I'm not sure that a lot of people know about it being in this particular location.
Yes, the member of this temple probably about 800, not 800 come at the same time, but probably about 400 and 300, depends. When you see more people come to visit the temple and they have the New Year, Laotian New Year celebration, and this year it's going to be in May. We have a lot of people came from local and out state, to visit.
This is the celebration I think you've invited me to in the past.
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's quite a celebration.
Right.
When do you have regular services here at the temple?
Well, normally they have the schedule, not every Sunday, but they have certain, at least twice a month. But we have small service too.
Then you have 4 monks located here?
Yes, 4 very active Buddhist monks. They live here. They have the residential, building for them to live. The Buddhist monk. They live here. They eat. They accept breakfast and lunch only.
But do not have dinner?
No, not either. Okay. That is the rule.
And what about transportation? Do they drive?
No, they don't allow to drive. We have the van for them we designate the driver to be the driver whenever they want to go somewhere. For example, they have the blessing, they invite to go to the Buddhist temple.
Now, this room where we're located is the temple, correct?
Yes, this is worship hall, we call.
All right.
Yeah, the Buddhist monks sit on the stage.
Okay.
Ranking, based on your seniority. If you have more seniority, you sit up and down to the, less seniority.
Tell us about all the items that are located in the corner here of the.
Yes, in the corner here, there are the group of the Buddhas that belong to the temple that offered by a certain member of the temple or the small group. They offer the Buddha to. Normally, when you go to visit each temple, they have the Buddha. Mm-hmm. That's why they, sacrifice and worshiping when they have service here.
I've been impressed with the residents of the Laotian community, very much involved in work and family and being contributors to the overall economy.
Yes, they as far as unemployment, in the Laotian community is very low because we urge them to really participate in workforce and get to education. The young generation now, they have gone above expectation. I mean, above that, I mean, they have their own job, they have their own family, have the good employment.
What about conditions back in your home country?
Well, in back home country, for example, some of the folk, have relatives, they take time to go to visit them every once in a while. Depends on the cost of the transportation is very high.
So you have more and more of your people are coming to the United States?
Not right now. They came here as refugee back late 70s.
Okay.
They came because they fled the country because of the fear of, persecution that time. So that's why you have a lot of refugees. But as far as they come to visit here, it depends on the family. They can sponsor the member of the family in Laos come to visit them here.
Okay.
They won't stay for permanently. When they stay probably about 6 months or 3 months, they go back to the home country.
Now, Chantho, you retired from the Rutherford County school system, I believe.
Yes, my first job, I was with the refugee resettlement program in Nashville about 6 years. After that, I joined the Rutherford County school system.
Right.
And then I served as a guidance counselor because I went to back to school back then. And I retired 2007.
I know you're very active in a number of organizations in the community.
Yes.
First of all, you are elected now for a second term to the Rutherford County Commission, I believe.
I ran for Rutherford County Commission 2009. I went 2010, sorry, and ran again on about 7 months ago, for a second term.
2014, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are your duties on the county commission? What committees are you on?
Yes, the first term I served as the member of the Committee for Health Education and Public Work and Planning. Now for my second term I serve at the Committee for Public Safety and Public Work and Planning Committee. I enjoy to do that too. I'm so delighted to serve and continue to serve my constituent.
And that gives you a chance not only to serve the Laotian community, but the total Rutherford County community, I would presume.
Right. I got a call and need anything, languages, I be available to help them out if they need, for interpretation.
Now, the language that your people speak is Laotian, is that correct?
Yes, Lao language.
Lao language,
right.
all right, okay. How does it differ from other languages in that part of the world?
Well, Lao is similar to Thai language,
Okay.
But from the member of the Laotian who live in the border between in Thailand, so they almost speak the same language.
Almost the same language.
But when we get to Bangkok, the capital of Thailand might be a little bit different. Okay. But again, we came from the country, different dialect too.
Tell me about your other involvement in the community other than on the county commission.
Yes, I serve on the non-profit organization, such as like a Red Cross, Domestic Violence, Interfaith Dental Clinic, and Man Street Board, Discovery Center, and Homeless Task Force too.
Oh, wonderful.
All right.
Very good. Back again to the temple and where we're located doing the program. Tell us what all of these, I guess, portraits represent. First of all, you have the portraits of the monks, is that correct?
Yeah, the portrait of the monk, the first one, the founder of the monk, he was the first one who came here in 1980. And the second one come here probably in 1995. And both of them passed. And the 4 monks that we have right now, the third one, he is the head monk of the temple.
Once they come here, are they here for the duration, so to speak?
Yes, when they come here, they live here for permanently until they decide to leave the temple and, to become a regular member like you and I.
Or is that a decision that they're able to make?
Yes, up to the individual decision to make.
What is the extent of training that the individuals have to go through to become a monk?
To become a monk, you have to go to the training process. Probably you have to be able to learn how to follow the rule of the Buddhist temple. For example, if you become a monk, they tell you the first thing, you're not allowed to have dinner, so need to prepare yourself. You understand that you have to eat breakfast and lunch only, and after 12 o'clock, so you can, drink water, milk, or Coke.
What is the reasoning behind that you don't do dinner?
That is the rule because, this had been long
Sure,
for about 2057, 58
Okay.
years. So that's why they follow.
It's part of the tradition.
That's right.
What else are they required to do or not allowed to do? Any other real restrictions?
Yeah, they
limitations?
required to do is you have to stay in the temple here 24/7.
Okay.
I mean, you can go to visit other people, but you have to, that you can be allowed.
Okay.
Except they have the special retreat, probably starting from July until September, about 3 months. So mainly they stay here, never leave the temple, except they have the real emergency, to have to go to take care of member of the family in the other states. So you get a special permission.
Are they available for individual counseling for your members to come and visit with them when they have a problem?
Yes, when they have a problem, sometimes they call, for example, domestic violence or something, or anything, the minor thing, they call the monk, ask for a blessing, or the monk can give them brief counseling, depends on the member of the situation each person may have.
Tell me more about the physical layout of our location here. You have a brick wall all the way around the reservation, correct?
Oh yes, the wall, you see the name and date of birth.
How many acres, by the way, do you have here?
Huh?
How many acres?
They bought the one portion of the temple, the land of that side. Normally, originally we had 9.5 acres.
Okay.
So they bought about 5 more, so it would be about 14 total.
Okay. Go ahead and tell us about the wall and
Well,
the particular
the
posts.
brick wall here, they come up with the idea from the monk, the head monk, when he first started. He said we need to build brick wall to use as a tomb of the deceased person. For example, normally the member of the temple or the Buddhist, when you pass, they cremate the body and bring the ash here to keep at the temple. That's why the wall, you see the name.
Okay.
One of them is my mother's live on that side too.
Is it tradition that when one dies that they are cremated?
Yes. This just for the adult. For the children, then normally they bury because under the 15 years of age.
Okay, so all these would be adults around
adult.
the location here.
If I pass, so they can put me one in the post here sometime.
And your mother, you say, is represented here as well.
Yes, right. She was very active in the member.
Tell me about your other family members. How are they involved in the community?
Oh, they they went to school and they got involved and they have a job, and so we have a lot of people here. So they really, I'm glad that everybody has a job and everybody has their own thing, have a family. So I'm so delighted to see the community, work very well, and I didn't hear a lot of problems, so that's why it makes me happy.
And you've been instrumental in keeping those relations very sound and very positive, as a matter of fact.
Yes, they can call me or call the others or call the monk whenever they need something, depends on the need. So I try to, personally, I really don't want to see, for example, if they have problem or something they need, I always try to get anything, the respond very quick and return the phone call. That is my emails and phone calls, so I don't want to delay.
Sure.
I try to get it done as soon as possible.
One other question about the physical facility here. Now, with the temple, there's a kitchen here, a dining area, not a dining area, but a food preparation area.
Yes, when we have the worship, big worship, people brought the food, so that's why they prepare the food for the monk.
Okay.
And after the monk have the lunch, and so on the march, stay together and bring the food and kind of potluck type,
Okay,
food,
all
and
right.
so
So that's
for-
traditional with your regular service?
Yes.
Bring in the food?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So like yesterday was on Sunday. Uh, Everybody brings something, to share. So that's
Okay.
why you can see the monk, 4 monk have the big plate of food,
Okay.
that in front of them. Doesn't mean he have to eat all of that, but just taste every bowl they had received.
A little bit of
The symbolize of the happiness, acceptance.
So right now we have the monks, I guess, having their lunch
Oh.
as we were talking. here.
Yes, the lunch for the day today.
What about music for your services? Do you have instruments for making music? Or?
Yes, sometimes they have the traditional music from home, when before the funeral service, and so they play that music, kind of like to remember of the past
Okay.
and wish them for the happiness wherever their journey would be.
Is that recorded music then? It's not
Yeah,
live?
recorded music,
recorded
not
music.
not the live music. Only.
Okay. Tell us about the
Gong?
the gongs we have over here.
Well, the gong is symbolized of the, when the monk give the sermons or blessing. By the end of the blessing, members have to hit the gong about 3 times
All right.
to symbolize that the sermons ended, and so we appreciate so much, and so on and so forth.
And you mentioned with the smaller one, you even have a smaller one than those two there that they carry with them from place to place?
Yes, this is the back before we got the biggest one. We consider that to be the top biggest one.
Okay.
Now after that, one of the members of the family decided to order from, I think they ordered from Thailand.
Oh, okay.
And the very small one, so they get that the small one when they go have the service at the home, so the monk can carry that in the small one. We use the same purpose as the big one.
Would that be like a memorial service they have at the home?
Yeah, moral service, or when you get the new home, you invite the monk for service.
Bless the home?
Yes,
Oh,
bless
I
the
see.
home.
Okay.
Or you have the newborn, or you become the U.S. senator, so on and so forth. You invite the monk come so for the
Or
blessing.
great-grandfather or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All kinds of family traditions,
Yeah,
I guess,
family
that get
tradition.
celebrated.
Uh-huh.
Chantho, you mentioned several of the organizations you've been involved with and are involved with. Which gives you the most pleasure? Well, do you have any idea, any one that you take particular pride in? I know you're proud of all your work.
Well, I'm so happy and be proud of everything that I do. For example, different organization, for example, beside the commission, I love the commission work. We meet, we discuss, and so on and so forth. And beside that, for example, Red Cross, and domestic violence, and interfaith dental clinic, because, when you see people who need something, and so the agency help. For example, Man Street Board, they promote the living in the area of the downtown.
Right.
The certain Saturday they have Saturday market from the you can eat the fresh food.
Oh, yes.
Yes, domestic violence, something happened or something, we try to help, or the agency help. Every agency, make me so happy. I'm so delighted to serve, and I really enjoy to serve.
Are you involved with Journey Home?
Yes, I do. I serve on the homeless task force. That's why the head monk. When we have something here, so we bring to the Journey Home at the.
Oh, do you?
What
Okay.
you talk about Journey Home for the homeless right here, right?
Right. Ties in with that
Right.
as well.
On the West Castle Street.
Yes, right. Oh, they feed a large number of people there
That's
every day,
right.
as I recall.
One time I served lunch. We a retired teacher, decide to use one day and try to serve lunch and try to help them out.
As a guidance counselor in the Rutherford County school system, did you have a lot of relationship with Laotian students and helping them being able to understand the language, make
Yes,
the transition?
guidance counseling, this is for all, not just for the Laotian.
Sure, I understand.
I serve in that because guidance counselor, I stay at Las Casas School. And one day I came to the board education on Wednesday back then, just try to communicate with parents and any student need, and for example, language communication with parents in the school. So I help with that too.
Okay. Are you still doing the Laotian report on City TV?
Yes, we do, we tape almost every day, other weeks, and so, I got the translation into the Laotian language. We go onto the TV,
Okay.
and so they help them a great deal about any information that either education or other activity or event, any information that would be helpful.
Have any idea of the size of your audience on that program?
Oh,
do you get good response from
yeah,
it?
I got a good response. They said, okay, we heard a lot. For example, flu season, we talk about flu, mobile, from hospital, anything that would be helpful to them. I try to put in that. Okay. I thank the city of Murfreesboro for allowing me to, put that in this special language, I call.
Give us a couple of sentences in the Laotian language that you would be saying. You're reporting on the city TV, speaking in Laotian for us.
สบายดีทานผู้ฟังทางบ้านที่นับถือและแพงที่นี่สถานีโทรทัศน์23ออกอากาศภาคภาษาลาวทุกวันคือภาคเสาร์และภาคแรมเลยแต่เวลา 8 โมงและ6 โมงเป็นต้นไปรายการนี้ครับอนุสรณ์ขอและส่งขอจากแผนกโทรทัศน์23ของเมือง Murfreesboro.
I got the Murfreesboro now.
Yes,
what
เขา
else
ข
did
นาด
you
จัด
say?
การข่าวน้ำข่าวนี่เป็นภาคภาษาลาวเพื่อให้ทานเข้าใจ
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Is that a weekly program or a monthly program?
Every day.
Oh, it's a daily program.
Yes, 7 days a week, twice daily.
Oh, I see. Okay, very good. I'm sure that's meaningful to the members of your community.
Well, people who, the audience listen, okay, I listen to my own language,
You came in 1975, did you
72.
say? 72.
Right.
You've seen this community grow and develop over those years.
A whole lot. That time I was, I didn't see anyone who speak my language. The only thing I see, my friend in school, and we use English. We haven't seen it.
What is your degree from MTSU?
Education, elementary education. Also, I work on the, to become a guidance counselor, you have to go further.
Looking at the community again, what do you see our greatest need is as a community, not just for your people, but for the total community, as we continue to grow and develop? And some of the population projections for the next 25 years are just
yes,
unbelievable.
for the next 25 years, we're talking as the Laotian community, we're talking about it. You listen to the radio, TVs, and the group. For example, tomorrow night, they will have the 2035 meeting. I plan to be there too. We talk about the growth, road, bridge, and transportation that face us, and we need to prepare in the school, for example. This is I hear from both sides, say, we have the growth. About 2035, we will have more people. About transportation, about the street need to be expansion. A lot of questions came up.
I'm sure. Speaking of transportation, we have Rover in the city.
Right.
Do your people use Rover a lot?
Yes, they use. As a matter of fact, I use myself, try to experience, try to see, so that's great. So I talked to Mr. Ron Washington the other day, I know you had the city councilman meeting, you're talking about expansion, for 2035. That's great.
And you talked to Ron Washington about that, yeah?
Yeah, I saw the paper, they discussed it at the city council meeting, and so that's why they mentioned his name, he suggested that it need to be expanded.
Yeah. Chantho, what have we not covered that you're involved with and the Laotian community is very active in. Have we talked about all the aspects of the temple here?
Yes, well, you know, the temple here is welcome everybody. You know, they have the student from NTSU, the other family to come.
Good.
For non-Laotian member. We
Do
have
you welcome guests to come
yes,
to your
welcome
services?
guests to the service. We have
You don't need to call and get permission. Or just,
no, they
okay.
just come and introduce themselves. You know, one member be here. I mean, the several members will guide that person to the right person to talk to. If they have nowadays we have the younger generation. You know, they
Sure.
speak the language. They won't have any problem with that.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Compared to the first group came in, we have to.
I can imagine.
Uh-huh.
Chantho, you've just been you are a great member of this community. You're involved in so many boards. You've looked after your people, helped them as they've come in here to be able to get involved in the community, to find jobs, and to be very productive people. And we certainly want to commend you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try to continue to do as long as I live.
No, I'm sure you will. We encourage you to keep on working.
Right.
And encourage you to help your people in every way you can. This has been Chantho Sourinho, who's been very much a part of this community and the development of the Laotian community, not to mention the many other boards and commissions that he's a part of. Chantho, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, sir.